Hello everyone and welcome to Every Song Reviews. If you're new here, let me break it down for you what's about to happen. Basically in this video series we take an album, or in this case mixtape, we take a mixtape and we review every single track that appears on said mixtape. Today we are reviewing QueSt Searching Sylvan. QueSt is a Miami rapper. He signed to Visionary Music Group. This is his sophomore project. It's not his sophomore project, but sophomore bigger projects that is more mainstream. Basically, we're gonna review every single track. If you're looking for a mixtape review is coming, I promise. If you check, it's probably in the description. And it will be at the end of the video, depends on when you're watching it. But this is a more in-depth look at every single track that appears on the album. Mixtape, I'm sorry. And so with that being said, let's jump right into it. Track 1, and before we begin, I do want to give a couple more background information. Again, QueSt, Miami rapper, sophomore project, Visionary Music Group, blah 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 blah. Basically, the mixtape, it's basically about him coming to terms with a lot of stuff. Inner battles, a lot to do with lyrics and all that good stuff. The theme of the album seems to deal with chasing your dreams, or basically just trying to make some money to survive. It's a lot about him getting back on his feet, blah blah blah. Let's just jump right into the track 1, the skit that opens off the album. Basically, we just hear QueSt, Sylvan, whatever. The track is titled Sylvan Comes Home. We hear QueSt come home. His mother is there, and she's like, we basically find out that for financial reasons, he's coming home and living with his moms again. And she's nice about it. She's like, oh, take your brother's room. He'll sleep on the couch. These things happen. A couple of these tracks, it won't be my first time listening to them, but it'll be my first time really in-depth hearing them. So some of these will be close to first reactions. But if you listen to the mixtape, you notice his mom progressively gets a little less nice, or less forgiving, I guess you could say. Even in the next track, it's a bit of a jump, but we'll get to that when we come to it. Basically, it's just a skit to start off the album. I thought it was worth, mentioning. We don't give scores to skits. Sorry. Sylvan Comes Home gets an X out of X because I'm not gonna give scores to skits, okay? Sorry. That being said, let's progress on to track 1, or track 2, the opening song, I guess you could say. Maybe I should. Let's get to it. Boom. Should I even hold on? Anyway, track 2, I guess you could say, Maybe I Should. Basically, we start this mixtape off, and QueSt, Sylvan, whatever you want to call him, is at his lowest low. He's at his mom's. Basically, again, a big theme of the mixtape seems to be battling financial stability and chasing your dreams, which is something I think we can all relate to. I can relate to that a little bit. And we get a couple lines in the track that kind of hit a little bit harder than the others. A line he seems to be progressively saying in the hook is, "Should I even hold on?" He mentions or references suicide a couple times. I feel like it's to say a little bit about that, his thoughts of suicide. I don't think it delves into that a whole lot. I think it's also, should I even hold on, chasing my dreams, blah blah blah. It's like, why am I out here rapping when I'm living at home on my mom's couch? That seems to be a big theme of the mixtape. What else we got? And as he says in the track, he's at his mom's house like he never left. We get some visuals, like a line about him crying. It hits deep. It's a pretty good way to start the mixtape. There's also a lot of the instrumentals for the mixtape are just simple, like pianos, saxophones, a lot of classic instrumentals. I've noticed they do that a lot at Visionary Music Group. I like the natural sounds. QuESt's voice fits it a lot, especially with the hooks and whatnot. I enjoyed this song. I think there are better ways you could start it off the mixtape. Get people's attention from the get-go. But, it's still a good song. Sometimes less is more, and I believe it is with that in this case. Maybe I should, I think, represent a lot of the scenes with the mixtape. And then at the end, oh my god, I love the skits in this mixtape. His mom, comes in and basically she's like, don't forget to take the pork chops out. Get a job if you can, clean this place up. I'll be back at 5. And I love the skits because we see him and his fucking pork chops. We see him mention pork chops and all this shit at least like 3 times in the skits. I love that. Because the songs are so like self-contained and have so much like inner struggle. And then his mom just walks in and it like all like opens like it was never even there. I love the skits. Usually I'm not like big on skits because sometimes they're just like there for the sake of it. Not in this case, they really help bring the story that this mixtape brings. I love the mom and the pork chops. I don't know. It's funny, but it's also like serious and like Let's just get the score out of the way. This was a good way to start the album. Not the best way. I fuck with it. 3 out of 5. Good song. What do we have next? Next we have Make It Out Alive, which is one of my favorite tracks, but we will get to that when we come to it. Should I even hold on? I want to learn how to play the piano. Mama told me this life ain't what it seems. Track 3. This is so far, again, we're going through the mixtape again. So far, this is my favorite track on the mixtape. Make It Out Alive, track 3. Basically, the themes of this song reflect, themes of mixtape, dreams versus money. There's this sense of QuESt, like, having to get out of this slump, like, he needs to, like, he mentions, like, every birthday coming up, he gets older and older, and he's still, broke as a bum. What else? Money's a funny thing in life. It's like air. We assume once we run out of money, we're gonna fucking die. Real quick, everyone, you're not gonna die if you go broke. There's always someone who can help you, no matter how many bridges you've burned down. There's always someone to help you, even if you haven't met them yet. What else? I love how most rappers are just all they care about is getting rich, and this song basically, he just wants to make it out alive. He just wants to survive. He doesn't... Financial stability, that's all he needs. To me, that's a lot more relatable than, the 9,000th rapper that's rapped about being rich, which, as cool as it is to think of myself as rich, I don't think the majority of people are. So I think more rappers, even if you're not rich, it's fucking music. You can pretend to be poor even if you're rich, I guess. Odds are a lot of people, even rich people, have been poor. I think you can just, pretend like you're still in that mindset. This is also the first track I ever heard from QuESt. I believe my brother just showed me it. I was like, oh, I have to write that one down. And that's how I was introduced. And so far, this is my favorite track, and it's a big reason why I even wanted to review this mixtape. QuESt can do hooks. I think a lot of rappers, as lyrical as they can be, as awesome storytellers as they can be, as even and as wonderfully as backed up as they are by instrumentals and productions, a lot of them just can't make hooks worth a damn. And I like it when artists like QuESt are just comfortable giving a hook that's actually really good, but it doesn't come off as cheesy. I think it's worth applauding. The song is really just fun to listen to. It's nice to listen to. It's not really loud. It's comfortable with itself. A really thing I like about QuESt is a lot of his music is eternal. It's about this inner story. It's about storytelling, lyrics, blah blah blah. And there are conscious rappers, and then there are the not conscious rappers. I like rappers where I can listen to music like this, where I'm 100% engaged, and there's material there. If I want to listen to it like that, I can do that. But I like songs also where it's very ambient. I can just listen to it while I'm driving in my car or whatever, and I can get value out of it like that too. Not that this song is a banger or anything, but I think it has other value besides, internal listening and the storytelling. Although the storytelling and the lyrics are awesome too, okay? One more time. Mama told me this life. He mentioned his mom a lot. Goddamn, how many times is he gonna reference his mom in this mixtape? I think at least every track he references his mom. We do it for our moms, don't we? Anyway, Make It Out Alive. I love the shit out of this song. It's a wonderful song. Even if you don't like QuESt, I recommend this song. Or if you don't like Visionary Music Group, if you don't like rap, I recommend this song. It's a wonderful song. I'm going to give Make It Out Alive a 5 out of 5. Damn right. I fucking love this song. What do we have next? I don't know where my hi-hat is. And next we got Automatic, which we're getting some of the bigger songs out of the way early. I like that. Automatic's good. It's a 6-minute song. Oh, I can't wait to listen to this multiple times. That being said, Make It Out Alive, awesome track. Probably the best on this mixtape, unless something surpasses it. I don't see much doing so. That being said, we're on a good roll here. On to the next one. Nothing's Automatic. Suck a dick, Miranda Lambert. Anyway, next track, Automatic. This song is basically, I said before how in this mixtape, QuESt is kind of, like, rising up to his feet, and at this point he feels he really has to accomplish his dreams, and he knows kinda he will. He's like, I got this now. He has a little more confidence, and he's just like, well, it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna be automatic. See what he did there? And basically, in this track, he has harder bars, his flow's a little bit sicker, he's much more active and agile than the other songs, and the beat follows up with that. Then about 4 minutes in, the whole track kind of seems to just like stop, and like there's this interlude part. It's like, what kind of a man are you? And it's followed up by almost like a completely different song. This song has like 3 stages, and each of them are good. Usually with like a 6-minute song doing like the same hook and all that shit, that can get really repetitive. Then there are songs like this where it's like it's a different track when it begins and when it ends, and those are hit or miss. In times like this, it hits. Each stage is unique, and each stage I like about equally. Some other tracks in other projects, it's like I like part of this track, but I hated the other half, so I'm kind of like in the middle about the whole thing. Also, that Dragon Ball Z reference, I fell in love at the Dragon Ball Z part. And also, I noticed like another theme of the mixtape seems to be like this need to be a man, and not like the cliche like, oh, be a man's man, like the manly man, but like I think for some people being a man just means like having the ability to do like be successful to the point where you can fulfill what you want to do. Or being a woman, same thing. Not trying to be sexist here. I don't like that phrase either. But you get that theme when it's just like, what kind of a man are you? During the middle of the track. Also, goddamn, these pork chops. How are you not gonna take out the pork chops? You had one job. Take out the fucking pork chops. Maybe get a job. That's all you had to do. You couldn't take out the pork chops. Again, I love how like the high momentum of this song. You're just like building it up, and then it just kind of deflates as his mom walks in, and he's just like, you were supposed to take out the pork chops. I also like that he just like left. Like that's kind of what I wish I could do when like times of stress like that happen. Like when you're about to get into an argument with someone, like you can just dismiss yourself. I tried to do that. It's a lot harder than how he made it seem. Sometimes they are unavoidable. What else do we got here? Again, I like his hooks. He has really good hooks. Like, that's a theme throughout the mixtape. Sorry, I keep saying album. A theme throughout the mixtape are just some really good hooks. Again, I mentioned how his bars and his flow hit a little bit harder. It's like almost like really nice. Sometimes rappers, like faster rappers, they put like so many bars on so many bars, and it's like holy shit. And like at some point though, it's just like you expect that. It's nothing special. But I like rappers like this where it's like you don't see them like go hardcore as much, so like when they do like pick up the speed, it's a little more noticeable and a little more like there's more value in it. It's almost like they're proving, oh yeah, by the way, I can rap like this. And some people would say QuESt is a conscious rapper. I don't like to use words like that. To me, if I had to put a name on it, I would say he's just like a level-headed, not asshole / robotic rapper. A couple more mainstream rappers, you know what I'm talking about. Like a lot of their songs are just robotic and they're just assholes, and that's the point of their music almost. And I don't think being different than that technically means you're conscious or conscious. I don't want to label this. That's what these people are. That's what these people are. I think being level-headed and being creative doesn't mean you should get a label. If anything, there should be a genre of unconscious rappers. That being said, I like just hearing music from a level-headed person who isn't like rapping about the typical thing. Let's get the score out of the way. Automatic. This was a more interesting track. Again, it had levels, which has good. There's good points to that. There are bad points to that. In the end, it's a really good song. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Pretty great track. What's next? God, I keep moving my shit. I don't know what track's next, but it'll come. On to the next one. Biscayne something Blvd. That's what we are reviewing next. He said in a song, that doesn't mean I can pronounce it. Anyways, basically, the next track, it's a vague, not really a love song, relationship song, if you want to call it that. Basically, at the tail end of the last track, he's like, I'm going to Cassandra's, and I guess this is what follows. I think it's a relationship that doesn't know where it's going, and there are some lines about like not knowing where we're going, destination, who decides, blah blah blah. And yeah, that's about it. Pretty vague relationship song. And then at the tail end of this song, we hear basically just some footsteps and then a car starting and then taking off, which could mean a couple of things. Maybe he just like left his mom's house, quickly banged a girl, and then left. Like, who knows? These are the advantages of being vague in your song. I also notice QuESt has a lot of echoes while he's rapping. Like, almost like every other line seems to quickly echo, and he makes good use of it. A lot of these songs sound pretty similar when looking at them back to back, but they all sound unique and all sound good, which is the most important thing. Even in this track, like, it had the deeper voice guy in the background, and he was really good. The song had a really nice sound. I really enjoyed it. The story, compared to the other ones, is lacking, but I don't really care about that all that much, as long as the song is good. And the song is good. Something Blvd, not much to say. The flow is good. The lyrics, even though they're vague, you can be vague and you can be fucking amazing. I didn't really find the lyrics it mentioned all that, they didn't hit me that hard. It also had some really nice visualization, or at least I thought so. I really liked the instrumental. It was possibly the best thing about the song. It was really... the songs are getting more upbeat compared to the earlier ones. I really like that, and it showed in this one, and the instrumental is really nice. QuESt sounds really good. The hook's really good. Everything's really good, and I enjoyed the song. That being said, what do we have next? I actually have it this time. Hold on. The Ride is next. But before that, we should get our score out of the way. This one a little worse than the others, but still a really good song. I give Something Blvd, because I can't pronounce shit, a 3 out of 5. Woohoo! We did it. 3 out of 5. Woohoo. The Ride coming up next. Swerve. I don't know. Fuck it. Next one. And we're on track 6, The Ride, and you'll excuse if the lighting kind of just sucks dick. Basically, this track, while the others were a little more like internal, you know, all about his thoughts, blah blah blah. This one's a little more external, at least I would say. We got QuESt talking about the ride, which I believe is just a metaphor for the journey, which he also says a couple times. The flow is a lot more, it's really chill, he's mellow, kind of mellowed down, not rapping as fast as he would the past couple tracks. What else we got? The hook, or this is a chopped up version, it says, I really like the lines, it's killing my vibe, shut the fuck up, keep the music on blast, and enjoy the ride. It's something like that. And whenever you make a hook, like if you can just make the lines really great, like that, like you don't have an idea of how much better that makes the song, because the hook for a lot of people is just the song, and when you can have the hook playing some like words that I can really identify with, I think that's a good plus. Plus the hook sounds good, so props to that. There are some other good bars. This is part of the hook too, I think. Dying to live, or just maybe living to die. There's I don't know why we always have to have like we have to give our rappers like, oh, by the way, he's fucking amazing with chicks. There's a girl that it's always like a text message or something, like something not like with rappers like this. It's like, oh, by the way, here's a message of a girl and she clearly wants to be. It would fit that a track called The Ride would have a lot of car metaphors. He's like on the road when he gets a message, he makes a lot of car metaphors, or driving metaphors, blah blah blah. Just the line, ride with a motherfucker. That repeats a good amount. He doesn't say it like that. I don't know why I said it like that. It's late and I'm an idiot. Yeah. Ride with a motherfucker. Ride with a motherfucker. Ride with a motherfucker. I'm gonna stop now. This track, it's just not for me as much. It's a good song, don't get me wrong, but I remember like really liking it. Like it was like maybe from what I listened to before, like one of my favorites. Listening to it now, it didn't hold up as much. It's a good like couple. It's not one I'll come back to, but it's definitely worth listening, and it's part of the mixtape, and it's a valuable addition to the mixtape. That being said, I am excited for the next one. What is next? What is next? I'm so excited because I don't know. C.O.T//dreams. What a title. I guess that's coming up next. Before we do that, we should get the score out of the way. The ride. 3 out of 5. I'm gonna give the ride a 3 out of 5. Nothing against it. It's a good song. That's all I need to say. It's not like that eventful. Anyway, on to the next one. Alright, our next track. We got C.O.T//dreams. That is the literal name of the track. This is basically one of those like double tracks where they hide one track within another. Usually, sometimes, I said this before, but sometimes this isn't always a good thing. Like sometimes I'll like, when they do like 2 tracks in one, I'll like one track and not the other, but I have to give it an equal score because it's one track. I'm trying to think of a track like this. Pusha Man from Acid Rap, Chance the Rapper. I love Pusha Man, but the other track it was paired with, Paranoia, I wasn't as a big fan of, so it's like I have to give it a less score, all because they wanted to push the songs together. That being said, these are both pretty good songs meshed into one. The first one, C.O.T, is a little more boring than the last one, sorry. C.O.T, I'm forgetting what that stands for, and I already started the review, so I can't go and look it up. Rappers and their acronyms. I fucking love acronyms, man. Basically, there's like an opening about how thinking is addictive, which I assume the track goes off of. It doesn't really talk about much, and it's over pretty quickly. It's still, you know, a good song. It's just kind of filler. And, you know, before it ends, it has a little thing about non-thinking, and that leads into dreaming. The dreaming side of the album, or track, which I thought was pretty clever. And then there's the other side, which is dreams, dreams, dreams. One downer to the song is any song about like dreaming, I think should be instantly like super positive and like upbeat, which the song isn't, and I think we could have really used that on the mixtape. It's just kind of another mellow, chill song, and it's like dreams, dreams, dreams. I know I sound awful, especially probably right now, but you get the point. QuESt is obsessed with money. Literally everything he could ever dream for in this track is like either to do with like women or to do with money. It's like he needs to sort out something. We get some more saxophone. Gotta love the saxophone. There's also more saxophone. His mom comes in again. I'd never heard this part before, but his mom comes in, wakes him up. He's like, I saw you come in at 3 in the morning. And after that, she's like, we gotta have a talk. And I like the progressive movement that we're going from point A to point B in the album. Like, he's at home with his mom, then he went out for the ride with, you know, the girl and all that stuff. Now then he came back home and slept. And it's actually like a point A to point B, like never even stopping thought process, and I really like that. And then, oh my god, there's, after the message with the mom, with the thing with the mom, he gets a message from, I believe, his brother, because basically the message is like, what's up fam, Pops is arrested, he is holding some coke, I thought you should know, we should talk again, haven't talked in a while. And it's like, you don't need that at 3 in the morning. God damn. The dreams, 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 you know, I'm not like a huge fan of the song. I thought I kept it alive. The whole song as a whole, I thought I kept it going really good. I know it was more emotional. And I do like the simple instrumental and the simple hook. It's not a bad song by any means. It's just kind of filler. With that being said, the two songs combined, if I had to separate them, I'd probably give the first one like a 2 out of 5, and I give Dreams like a 3. But I think it balanced itself out enough. Both sound really good. Like this mixtape has pretty good production value, and good production value mixed with good rapper usually means good project. And so far, that's what this is. I award C.O.T / Dreams 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 a 3 out of 5. Woohoo! Applaud. I can't because I'm holding a microphone, but anyway, guys, on to the next track. Blah. Okay, before we review the track Erase Me, I have to apologize for a couple of things. You might not hear it. If there is a heater on in the background, it's winter time. I don't have any heat. It's cold. I'm sorry. Also, I haven't listened to I've been out of the storyline of the mixtape for a couple days. I'm gonna have to refresh, okay? Sorry. I listened to some of the songs again, but I'm back in the story. I'll get in the hang of things. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm wearing this blanket. That's how we do this. I don't give a fuck. I'll look thug in this blanket. Okay, I'm trying not to show it, but that zebra blanket is off camera down here. What the fuck are we talking about? Erase Me. I forget which track number, I'm not gonna look it up. Erase Me, Searching Sylvan, the mixtape. I don't know, this should have been an album, QuESt. What the fuck? I mean, this had the quality of an album. The mixtape album quality, man. We got like acid rap and shit, like, and we got like any Lil Wayne. No, we're not gonna insult Lil Wayne. Or we might. What? Anyway, this track. This is like the beginning, I feel, of the darker shift this mixtape takes. It's like the first half is a lot more jazzy. It's more like self-centered, subconscious, like. But in this track, it starts to begin the darker feel, or at least that's how I think. And then there are tracks like Hunger and all that, and these slowly begin like. To begin this darkward spiral. God damn it, his songs, man, they are long, but they tell a story. They guarantee their long ass runtime. Basically, what this track is about, again, really about the lyrics and the story here. It just sends a lot of messages. It says like, I'll just read some of the words. There are 2 sides to every story. Don't worry about me, do you erase me. QuESt mentions a lot how he's like really just afraid to be average, and he's really desperate to make it, you guys. Like there's like that, like you want it more than anything, and then there's like this, like, no, I kind of have to do this, you guys. Like, you don't understand. I almost feel bad because I know even this mixtape, like, this didn't exactly shoot him upwards into mainstream, but that's okay. He has mainstream sound, like, I don't understand, like, what's holding him back. There's also this, like, really important part. There's, like, an interlude, couple minutes into a song that mentions Michael Jordan and how this other basketball player was supposed to be better than Jordan, but he got into drugs, yada, yada, yada. Basically, he didn't apply his skills. And basically, that's another message of the song, another message to do with the mixtape. It's like, you could be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't apply your skills, you're not going to make it. You could be the most creative person in the world and have the best idea, but if you don't act upon that, it's just going to be that, an idea. And it's a smart song. Again, conscious rapping, it's more, I like to just think of it as being a level-headed, smart, like, normal. This is normal rapping. There's nothing conscious about it. So all other rapping is unconscious. Like, I don't like these words. And I really like how, like, in the rap game, which is one of the most, like, selfish, self-centered genres in music, especially at, like, the current couple of years, like, how are you gonna come out just like rapping about, like, even when you're like you've like established like you're the brokest dude like ever, how are you gonna write about like, don't worry about me, you guys, just focus on you? That's really admirable. Like, even some of like the more like underground and like even the broke rappers, they're all about themselves when it comes down to it, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think established a lot of the music is just for them, and people put themselves first. That's not like criminal, but like just having like a song like erase me, like don't even think about me, my music only, boom, like, oh, that hits. We have a lot of tracks to go still, so I'm not gonna try to kill this runtime with filler. This was a really good song. I fuck with it. I fuck with all of these songs. I still haven't seen one I dislike. That being said, like, QuESt's flow isn't really like, I'm getting really used to his style and his flow, so like they're not hitting me as much, I think. But that being said, still a really good song. I really love like the story and the lyrics and message. And I think that reflects the mixtape quality more than just, the song quality. But that being said, let's give a score. Erase me. 3 out of 5. Well, I don't know why I was being enthusiastic there. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. You guys deserve better. Erase me. What? Anyway, really good song. I forget what's next. Again, I'm too lazy to get up. I'm in my zebra blanket. Oh my god, how are we gonna survive? Anyway, guys, on to the next track. Okay, we have the next track, Hunger. First off, I have to give compliments on Deep Voice QuESt. Good, I love you, Deep Voice QuESt. You've been in the background for at least half of these songs, and you're doing an amazing job on the Boulevard song. That you did really good on that one. I'm sorry I didn't compliment you then. I'm complimenting you now. You, Deep Voice QuESt. He's my main man. Also, props to the chorus. Not the chorus, but like the instrumental in this track. First off, before I begin, the instrumental is dope as fuck. It's probably one of the best instrumentals on there. But at least like every like half a second, there's like this like almost like soundbite taken from like a chorus chanting. Like the deep on. If you've watched like any movie with like a chorus like chanting, like you can't have like someone getting like put up on a cross or something without like a chanting, you know what I mean? And it's basically almost like a soundbite. It's like a chorus is like gasping, and it's like, duh, oh, oh. I'm making a fool of myself, but you're getting the point. And like half of the song, I was just like picturing like this like big crowd of people in rows, just like gasping like dozens of times. Like, listen to the song, you'll know what I mean. But besides this track is called Hungry, and just saying, it deserves that. It deserves that name. QuESt is a hungry motherfucker. He spits really hard, and with his voice, there are rappers like Kendrick, even Lil Wayne, they're with like unique voices, and there are pros and cons to that. A con for me, usually I notice it's harder for them to like be rapidy and their flow like to be like super fast, because usually like, unless you're like Kendrick and you like can just like make your voice sound a certain way and you can rap really fast making your voice sound like that, it's a little harder, because artists like Eminem, like his voice, he can rap really fast, and good for him, bro. But artists who sound like a chipmunk when they're rapping really fast, like, I don't think that works for them. And QuESt has a unique voice. You could say maybe it's not the voice for rapping, maybe it's the singer voice, but god damn it if he doesn't try. And he like really, it's not like he's being rappy, but he proves like, I can fucking spit, and I can like do my vocal things like with the deep voice and the echoes and all that good stuff. This is a really good track. It feels like a bigger track when I don't know, like I like it like not as much as some of the others. I'll get to that though. This song ends abruptly as fuck. The last one did too. Like why you like all these songs before were like really transitioning well, especially with the outros, but now we got no fucking outros, and it's like getting darker, and now we're just ending them abruptly as fuck. Like 5 minutes and boom, done. This song also had less story, which we were going for so long with each track having like a piece of story and more like development. So this one just is like, oh well, fuck that noise. We're just gonna have just a song now. One of the lines, there are good lines. I think it might have been a different one, but one of the lines I didn't like was like when he says all these other rappers basic something I find that amazing, something like that. And I didn't like that line because one, I'm not a fan of the vague insults. At least every rapper ever has been like, fuck all those other rappers. And you know, you could like do the Kendrick Lamar thing and just use names, and if Kendrick had just said fuck rapper, but we're all competition, like in the Control verse, that would have been like not a big deal. But because he added names, it became a big deal. You could do the Hobson route and just fucking diss everyone. I don't recommend that at all. But the vague insults, I'm not a big fan of that. And especially since his character was so, like, I don't know, understandable and just like understanding. It's like just to take a route of, I can't think of any other line where he's like trying to diss other people. It's not like dissing, but it's like it's implying you are better than, and then other people suck. But who the fuck are you talking about? Like, I hate the vague insults. It's like, are you talking about Logic? He's another rapper. You're signed to him. That doesn't make sense. Not that I actually give a shit. It's not a big deal, but just small. It's like we got less story on this one. I keep fucking seeing that gasping chorus. I'm not feeling this one as much. Although I do love the instrumental. Don't get me wrong. And he does spit hard as fuck. I will give him that. That being said, Hunger, let's 3 out of 5. Late 3 out of 5. I don't want to call it a light 3. It's still a really good song. It's better than, maybe, I don't know. the first song, not the skit, but you know, but that one was good. We'll compare these later. Hunger, great song. I'm hungry now. Is that what the point of the song was, to make me hungry? I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some eat and be back with the next review. Blah. Is the camera on this time? Good. Okay. Let's see. We got TreaZon's Road to Sine Interlude, and I made myself some popcorn. Should you make yourself popcorn to listen to music? I think so. It's got story. That was gross. Anyway, that was from my caffeine. My bad. I sound disgusting. I know, you're sick of me. We have officially entered into the dark side of the mixtape. Like, what happened to the old days was jazz and the pork chops and the But this track, basically, I think the opening, Pac tells all, man. He knows everything. We are hungry. And soon that's just gonna... Okay, I'll get the bullshit out of the way. Basically, this track, and I think the opening tells all, so I'll just recount the opening. Basically, stage 1, we hungry, could we get some to eat? Stage 2, we hungry, could you give us some to eat? Stage 3, give us some fucking food. And then stage 4, we're coming to your house stealing your fucking food. It's something like that. It's I dropped my popcorn. Will I eat this? That is a true question. Will I be prone to sin? Not today. I should stop fucking joking. This is a actually really serious song. I think it gives a wonderful commentary on just, you know, if it's like this, if you had one choice in order to get food, to get money, which is basically how we survive in this world, to keep a head over your roof, what would you do to keep that up? That is a real question. And do you guys like my blue neck? Anyway, this review has been... I'm trying to be serious, and this goddamn computer is trying to light blue stuff all over in my neck. I'm eating popcorn that keeps falling over the goddamn floor. My caffeine isn't working. I'm tired as shit. And it's like 20 degrees up in here. What the fuck? I don't need to recount the goddamn message. Just listen to the song yourself. It's very smart, and QuESt goes in pretty goddamn hard. He sounds, the character he's portraying, because I assume he's portraying a character, because he sounds completely different, and he's talking, I don't think, through QuESt's mind, and he's just like going really, like what I said before in the last track. He can prove he can go pretty goddamn fast, and he can be pretty fucking lyrical. Yum. This track, as small as it may be, it might just be a fucking interlude, but it really gripped me. I think it was really smart, and we don't see tracks like this that often from fucking anyone. Just a quick, smart discussion that also happens to be like spitfire. Like, fuck no, we don't get that often. I want to give it a good score, but it's not like I enjoyed it that much, and I have to give you my actual opinion. So, TreaZon's Prone to Sin Interlude, 3 out of 5. It's a good one. It's another good one. Me and my blue neck. What's up? I am hungry. I'm cold as shit. And I'm coming through the door. Blah! We're on to track 11, I believe, next, you guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're coming towards the end of... We have almost found Sylvan. The day is coming. It is upon us. I don't know what the fuck I'm on right now. Have a wonderful day. On to the next track. Okay, next track, we got Lost. You thought I was gonna say it. I learned a long time ago that white people shouldn't use certain words on the internet. So anyway, I'm gonna review this as much as I can without actually referencing the actual title. Anyways, the track opens up, and it starts with not even a sample, it's just the lyrics from a Dr. Dre song that Eminem rapped on. I don't understand that. It doesn't really match the, I mean, it matches the tone because he's the one, QuESt is the one rapping it, and it kind of fits into the story, I guess. I don't know what those lyrics have to do with anything that, I saw. Well, maybe a little bit. This track, kind of is a lot like the last one, you know. The last one almost told the story better than this one. Basically, it's just, you know, through the perspective of your usual reckless kid from the hood, young person from the hood thing. It's not a bad song. This one just seemed to have more rapping and less storytelling, which I think is a trend in the darker section of the mixtape compared to the more jazzy version side of the mixtape. And I think this one was trying to be a little more mainstream, or like get a bigger audience, you know. I don't want to call it mainstream because it's not even that popular, but I don't think I think mainstream isn't, you know, just an audience thing. I think that's almost developed into like a sound in this one. It had more bass, it had more you know, just like less storytelling, another mainstream thing, and it was also the shortest track, you know, that wasn't like, not counting like the interludes and the outro and the skit at the beginning. Subtract all that, and it was easily the shortest track. That being said, it's just kind of another track. It has good flow, it has, you know, good sound, production value, the beat's good. It's just kind of another track at this point. It's not as memorable, even with the "Forget About Dre" line in the beginning, and there's another outro that I guess does tell a little bit of story. It's, oh my god, it's kind of, I was like, it's basically, you just kind of hear a hood situation. I'm just like, this isn't gonna end well. This isn't gonna end well. And guess where it doesn't end? It doesn't end well. You guessed it. Good job. Good job, guys. I'm just gonna get the score out of the way. It's another good track. I'm gonna give insert track name there 3 out of 5. It's a good one. I can fucking type it. Fuck you. It's a good track. I'm getting a little eased at this point. Maybe they should have flipped the dramatic tracks and the jazzy track. At this point, I'm more in the mood for a mellow, less dark part. But you know, it doesn't matter that much. On to the next track. Okay, we're finishing this goddamn mixtape tonight. I don't give a fuck. No Love in the City. This is we're reaching the end of the mixtape. This one I'm gonna say this a lot. The mixtape to me, if I had to describe the sound, the first half is a lot more jazzy. The second half takes a darker turn. Got QuESt singing at the tail end of it. There's, again, it kind of seems to have like 2 songs in one. God damn it, QuESt. This is like a 17-track mixtape, but I swear to God, there's like, if you cut them all up, it would be like 20-some. Here's a Kendrick shot, or I don't want to call it a shot, but he says like, "Good Kid, Mad City" before Kendrick ever was, or something like that. God, like I didn't see that. It wasn't a shot or anything like that. I don't want to call it that, but you could compare this a lot to Good Kid, Mad City. So I noticed some other people have, but it's not a bad comparison. Why wouldn't you want to be like Good Kid, Mad City? Also, about halfway through the track, there's like another, I guess not. And about halfway through the track, there's like another interlude type thing where it gets interrupted by another news broadcast. Only the news can tell a goddamn story. And there's like a killing, and it's so like casual. Again, sometimes less is more. This, like, someone gets killed, and it's like so casual. I'm forgetting what movie, but it like took place in a hood. And when somebody got shot up, it was like so like nobody even cared, and it was just like sometimes like less is more, because like that hit me probably more than some like big over the top dramatic death, like dying in your arms type thing. It was Like, that affected me a good amount, that middle part. Props on that. And around the second half, it slows down a bit. Got QuESt singing. Shout out to Deep Voice QuESt, killing it as usual. No love in the city. There ain't no love in the city. There's also a bridge. The bridge is very nice. And there's an outro that kind of just states more about the track. He used a lot of people sampling from like monologues and stuff, which I guess cost less than actual samples, so why not? And basically it said like, if you don't have passion for something, then it's like almost impossible to do it. Or like if you don't enjoy something, it's a lot harder to do something. It kind of just states the obvious, but in like with better words than I have, because my vocabulary is off today. And with the track being called No Love in the City, I think he's trying to say like, what people do in the hood, they aren't doing because they want to. It's like a need. Like there's a bigger message there. I think it's kind of like draw it for yourself, and it's a good message. And this track kind of brought me back. I enjoyed this one. It kind of hit everywhere where it needed to. It's not that long, and again with the 2-track things, as long as they both kind of fit and blend together, I think it's a good idea. In this case, I think it was a good idea. I like this more than the past couple of tracks, even Hunger, Lost, you know, and it was a good one. I'm gonna flip the out of 5 scale on this one, 7 out of 10, because I want to show it's a higher grade. It's 7 out of 10. Why not flip it? With that being said, what do we got next? Oh, I fucked up my knee. Oh, that fucking hurt. Oh, I'm trying to fucking ignore it. That fucking hurt. Struggle Rapper's neck. That's a good one. Oh, my fucking knee. That hurt. That hurt. Oh. There's no love in my kneecap. There's no fucking love in my kneecap. Struggling kneecap. Hopefully I'll make it out alive. I want to erase my kneecap. These are my dying words that I give on May 10th. Not 2012, but a different year. I'm gonna stop with the really shitty references. On to Struggle Rapper. Never brag to your friends you're gonna be a big time rapper, okay? Lesson number 1. This track, Struggle Rapper, we got, first there's like in the beginning, there's another opening. It's basically, a producer, like he said QuESt is gonna get this demo deal. He won a contest or whatever, and, I assume that doesn't go well, considering the track is kind of, like, saying how hard it is to be a struggle rapper, in which case, like, really scraping up bare minimum for what you're doing. And it brings a good point. Like, how many like rappers do we see? Like, all of them like are rapping about having money, and it just seems like, oh, all you have to do is rap to make fucking money, and then you like open your horizons and you see like thousands of rappers, and like most of them don't have that much money. A lot of the big ones don't even have that much money when you think about it. They just appear that way. Some other props to this track, there's like an epic instrumental. It's like capturing like the biggest fucking song in the world. Props to that one. There's also a line, he says he feels like Kendrick before he blew up. Another Kendrick reference. You and your Kendrick references, QuESt. There's another line. Why would you break your TV because you weren't on the Grammys? Like, he's watching the Grammys and he breaks his TV. Motherfucker, no one gives a shit about the Grammys. Everyone who isn't Sam Smith would have been breaking their goddamn TVs that night. Like, calm down. That's a perfectly good TV. It's a fucking Grammys. Take a chill pill. I don't take the Grammys very seriously. There's the female vocals, by the way. There's like background singer girl number 6 or something, like, on a couple of his songs. Good job to whoever the fuck that is. Like, it really raises the production quality, and it makes it sound goddamn epic. This is an epic goddamn song. And there's also that ending, like, there's a happy ending, everyone. Oh my god, it was almost like I felt like I was getting that goddamn phone call. At the end of the song, he gets a message on his phone, and it's from Visionary Music Group, which if you don't already know, that's who QuESt is signed to. I think I said that in opening. Why am I repeating myself? But he gets a message from the dude, and it's like, like after this like terrible darkness of this song, it's like, yes, a light at the end of the tunnel. It was almost it like warmed me up. It just squeezed my heart. It was like, fuck yes, we're going places. That's what I'm saying. Like, this mixtape brings emotions like I don't think I will probably ever experience on another mixtape or album or project. It's completely unique, and that's a really good compliment you can give to anything. But yeah, another dope track. None of these are like amazing tracks, other than like the few I like really enjoyed. But I will say, like, each of them like are a cohesive part of a project. A lot of projects are just songs thrown together. This is a cohesive project, and that's why the goddamn high, even though some of these songs aren't that high. Like, it's still a good rating, 3 out of 5, which is what I'm getting this. Struggle Rapper, 3 out of 5. That's still a really good rating, you guys. Like, that's really good. Okay? Struggle Rapper, 3 out of 5. We're reaching the end, boys and girls. Struggle Rapper, living it up. Just finished Struggle Rapper. On to the next one. Okay, that text message must have made him a happy ass motherfucker. Oh my god. Okay, so this is basically another interlude. This is In a Moment, parentheses, interlude, and basically after that message, he's just fucking in heaven. He hears it's basically just a piano played over some fireworks, and when that ends, a girl sings for like maybe even less than 30 seconds, and just a quick like in a moment, and she has a wonderful voice. I believe it's the same background vocal girl who was in the last one, who I praised in the last one, and she sounds amazing, and the piano and the fireworks sounds really nice. And I guess I love how he went from like Struggle Rapper, he's just like, my life is so fucking hard, and then he gets that message and he's just like, in a moment. It's kind of funny in a little way, but even without, like, before the song, when I was just like flipping through the songs, I don't think I ever even reached the end of Struggle Rapper, and I found In a Moment beautiful at that time too. I love how we went from epic to beautiful. Or like reviewing like the next like Leonardo da Vinci painting or some shit. It's a really, I used to be against songs like this where it's just like a quick instrumental. I'm like, what the fuck does this? But when you listen to the whole thing, the whole project, it's a lot more understanding. Some of them I still don't understand. It's like there are songs like there's a song on Macklemore's Faces, there's a track on Macklemore's Heist, that are like quick instrumental things, and I remember like coming across tracks like this and I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand like how you go from a full budget song to this, and this I like more than maybe even some tracks on here. I like it more than other songs I've reviewed. And it's just a fucking piano and some fireworks. And I believe the tactic is hit or miss. And this is a strong hit. Like, you can do some simple things sometime. I think this is a good example. Let's just get the score. In a Moment, interlude, 3 out of 5. It's a lovely little song. With that being said, we only have like 2-3 tracks to go. We're about to finish the mixtape, guys. We're about to find Sullivan. With that, on to the next one. Okay, right when I think we're almost done, we got a near 7 goddamn minute track. Oh my god. Anyway, this is Dying Word. This is a good one though, don't worry. Let's get a complaint out of the way first. I think if this track, if it couldn't have been moved, it should have been cut. I know a track or two already was cut. I think this one, I don't want it to not exist. I think, like, you could have just put it out separately, it would have been fine. I think that about a track or two on the mixtape, but, it's still a really good track, and let's just get into it. Basically, it's, just like a more quiet down, soothing, very nice, like, clean flow kind of track, and it's like we went from, like, the jazzy to the dark, and now we're just kind of, like, finishing off quietly and nicely. I like that, like, we're getting, like, an end to a story and, like, a resolution, and, about a couple minutes in, we get a, like, guy talking. I assume it's, like, a sample taken from somewhere. I'm not caught up on the samples because I can't read it and find it out on the web, as far as I know anywhere. And then there's this lovely part at the end where he gets a message from his mom, and she's like, he's like, good luck on your flight. You can always come home if you need to. And that was so, I hadn't heard that part yet. I never made it through the near 7-minute song, sorry. Hearing that, oh my god, it felt like we were coming to the end of this big journey, and it was like really, it was just like really just like, ah. Like right when I was like, this track might get like a 2 out of 5, I'm not really feeling that, and I was like, then I heard that, I was like, oh, I can't, it's part of the story now. This is way easier when there isn't a fucking story going on in the music, but no, now that it holds part of the story, I have to give it a little bit higher. The guy talking, he, like, was a really, there are some really good lines, like, I'm forgetting the part, it was like, I am not you, I am we, or something like that. That was really, I'm forgetting it now, but it was like really smart and philosophical. I can't talk today. Anyway, it's Dying Words. It is what it is. It's a really good song. It's a really long song. It could have been chopped up, or I think just moved and chopped up. I don't know. Maybe just have that tail end with the mom on another track or something. Maybe In a Moment, but I don't want you to do that to In a Moment, because I love In a Moment. But yeah, it's just what it is. I enjoy it. Dying Words, 3 out of 5, light 3, because of that. Just because of that, the story coming full circle now. We have an outro, and then the final track. We're almost there, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching. On to the next one. And we have come to the end of our story. Chronologically, we still have one track to go after this, but Struggle Rapper was the last, like, thing he was rapping, and right when he was about to die, he light at the end of the tunnel, as John Billion's One Way to San Diego outro would put it. Basically, it's just a sample, type remixed up, and it's really fucking epic and beautiful again. Free mixtape QuESt. This is a free mixtape. This is too goddamn epic to be a mixtape. Anyways, basically we have this like really nice sound. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel, and it just spirals into this like beautiful work of art. And then when that ends, it's just QuESt. It's only like a minute and a half or some shit like that. And then after that, QuESt gives like some deep shit. And yes, I wrote it down, and I'm going to read it. To close one chapter and begin anew, leaving old problems behind, for there are many more to go through. The universe is listening. God is always with you. For this many will love, and many more will fight against you. But success is inevitable. It was written for you to grow. Let this confirmation guide you to your destiny, and always be mindful to know. No matter how far you travel from first breath to dearly departed, Never forget where you came from. Always remember where you started. Searching Sylvan. I'm going to put that in the actual mixtape review. That was too goddamn... That wasn't straight lyricism. That was straight poetry. Fuck you. Poetry. Yeah, that's... Oh my god, like, I never heard the end to this story, and now I've heard it, and it's like, so, It's a really good way to close off things. I know we still have, you know, the last track that'll put us in loop, but, this was a really good, track, and I'm very excited for QuESt's next project, assuming he has a next project. Yeah, really love this one. That being said, it's still, you know, like, it's just an outro. It's not supposed to be, like, great or anything. So, I will give it a 7 out of 10. It's, again, trying to show how much I liked it with the out of 10 scale. It's a really good one. I enjoyed it. With that being said, we have one final track to go through. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be excited. This is a long... I've been doing this for a while, and some shit has been going on in between the song reviews. And I'm excited to be done, and finally I get to review this goddamn mixtape and move on with my life. It's been a bad week. That being said, this won't... Teardrops. I'm just gonna cry my way out of it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We get into the final track. I will say I did some research while listening to this one, and yeah, there are some features on some songs apparently. It's not my fault. Hot new hip hop sometimes doesn't feel like going the extra mile. Sorry. I did some research on those artists. They're all great. The girl in A Moment, I believe her name was, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Started with an M though during the reviews, but I'm saying it now. Okay. Props to all those artists. Oh yeah. I'm an idiot, and that is all. Final track, May 10th, 2012, I believe was the date and name of the track. This one follows, I said how in the last track that was the end of the story chronologically. That's because this story, or the story of this track, takes place right before the whole mixtape begins. So this is kind of the beginning of the story, if you want to think about it. It kind of like sets the whole mixtape in this loop forever type thing, because basically it like starts with QuESt, you know, he loses his car, job, all that stuff, gets picked up by his girlfriend who takes him to his mom's, and the whole track is like a step-by-step thing. It's complete story. Like, there's not much sound that's really like worth getting into, and it's more about the lyrics and the story. And we start off in the car with his girlfriend, and then there's like he gets messages from his mom. He's mostly just reflecting, says goodbye to his girlfriend, and then walks up to the door, knocks at the door, and if you listen to it, like, it ends right when he knocks on the door. And if you go straight to track 1 after that, the door opens and it's his mom, and that's the loop. And it's like the exact same sound. You can hear the same crickets and the same... It's like this. It sounds like the same goddamn door even. So, and that's how you craft a project, man. It's not. Now that I'm reviewing, I'm trying more to like listen to like full left to right mixtapes, and sometimes, like in this case, for instance, I miss out on the stories, or I think they're just cohesive. Even if there isn't a story, there's like a cohesive thought process to albums, and sometimes I'm just missing out on that because I'm collecting so little of so much, and sometimes having little pieces is better, and sometimes having this in times like this, and having the full, the entire pizza, I guess you could say, is very amazing. Terrible choice of words. And that's it. That's the final track. Again, I just want to keep talking. I want to keep talking about this mixtape. It's pretty fucking amazing. I love the story. Good production quality and all that too, even in this track. I enjoy the story, I enjoy the lyrics, I enjoy the cohesive thoughts, I enjoy the messages, I enjoy basically everything. I have some good ideas for the full mixtape review, which hopefully will just be provided in the channel link, or if it's not, it'll be at the end of the video. Maybe in the start of the video, who knows. That being said, QueSt Searching Sylvan. Hold on, I have to read this again. Alright, I'm just gonna read part of it. To close one chapter and begin anew, leaving old To close one chapter and begin anew, leaving old problems behind, for there are many more to go through. The universe is listening. Before we begin, May 10th, 2012, it's, again, listening quality, it's not like good or anything like that, but for the story, it has such a valuable piece, and that's why it's getting a 3 out of 5. And to close off things, I'm going to read part of the thing again. To close one chapter and begin anew, leaving old problems behind, for there are many more to go through. The universe is listening, and with that, I leave you.